It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the 14th of January. I'm Michael Groff. We've had a few cool days in a row here in the valley, but a warming trend is underway, and by tomorrow and Thursday, afternoon highs should get back in the 70s, but don't get used to it. Another round of cooler weather is anticipated in here this weekend and early next week. Do we have a chance at another freeze? What about some precipitation chances? We'll talk about all of that and everything else as we dive on in. First, the almanac from yesterday, 62 degrees the afternoon high, 37 the morning low. That 37, that's at Sky Harbor. Many of you were down around or even below freezing. Got a report here from Gary in Buckeye, who was down to 22 degrees in his thermometer this morning. Brr, man. 67 and 46 are the averages for this time of year outside now here at the noon hour. Mostly sunny skies, 59 degrees at Sky Harbor, but it is bone dry. Dew points at 16, humidity 18%. The winds are light. The barometer is falling. Satellite picture out here across the west. Severe clear here in Arizona and unfortunately across Southern California as well. High pressure sits to the west of us. Low pressure off to the south and east. That's the ingredients for those strong northerly, northeasterly winds. Now, the good news is the pressure gradient not nearly as tight as it was last week, so we don't have 80 to 100 mile per hour winds. Nevertheless, still very gusty winds, maybe as high as 60 to 65 miles per hour are possible for this afternoon and this evening. And continuing into tomorrow, we'll still see some gusty winds across Southern California. Now, as of the time I'm doing this video, as of this exact moment, we don't see any really strong winds over there, but could see those gusts picking up this afternoon and tonight. Obviously, they have a red flag warning, low humidity, gusty winds. The stage is set for a continuation of just what has been an absolutely devastating round of wildfires in the LA basin. 12,500 structures burned, multiple casualties, more structures are threatened. You've got a lot of people without power. It's just a terrible humanitarian crisis that's ongoing in the LA area. Now, the good news is we will see those winds begin to alleviate here by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and some moisture, not necessarily rainfall, but some higher humidity levels should creep back in to Southern California, at least coastal Southern California, by Thursday and into this weekend. All right, now further to the north, air stagnation advisories over parts of Oregon and Idaho. Well, that's pretty common. Elsewhere, things are relatively quiet. Convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather. In fact, not even so much as a rumble of thunder. And we have a little problem with our graphics today, so things are going to look slightly different. This is the precipitation outlook valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, nothing. Basically nothing anyway. But we could see some precipitation at some point here late in the forecast period. There's some model madness, some forecast uncertainty. Let's talk about it as we get to those models. Here we go. Again, we don't have the headers here, so this is the GFS. It's the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Note that upper level low that's off of the California coast. And again, you got that big ridge sitting there, this Rex block pattern that's, gusty winds. So what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today. For us, sunny sky, high temperatures low to mid 60s, so we'll be pretty close to where we ought to be for this time of year. The gusty winds across the Southern California deserts, the coastal sections up into the Mojave Desert, maybe some patchy blowing dust on top of everything else to be aware of. For tonight, clear sky, not quite as cold though. Lows around freezing in the cold spots, but most of us should be above freezing, and I'd say even low 40s for the urban core. Probably don't need to cover your plants, again, unless you're really in the outlying valley areas, then do it, but we don't have any freeze warnings for tonight, so looks like things should be okay. All right, now tomorrow, that upper low is beginning to move eastward. We're going to watch that. The system is coming in a little bit stronger than advertised, or than previously advertised. But for the day on Wednesday, we're looking at sunny sky, high temperatures, upper 60s and low 70s. Here comes Thursday. Some increase in clouds should start to take place late in the day. High temperatures, low to mid 70s. The question is, will we see any rain with that feature? Even though it's a little stronger, there's not a lot of moisture with it. Still, isolated showers can't be completely ruled out across eastern Arizona Thursday night and into early Friday. Initially, we were going to even put a slight chance of rain into the forecast here Thursday night. I would say more than likely with the subcloud layer so dry, Virga is about all we'll get out of this. Maybe some sprinkles, but I would say no measurable rain from that feature. So then once that passes by, we're going to start to see the weather pattern shift again back toward the mid 60s, maybe upper 60s on Friday, with some clouds around in the morning, mostly sunny by the afternoon. Here we go to the weekend. Arctic air is going to start to dive southward across much of the central and eastern U.S. A little of that will start to spill south our way. So high temperatures should again be somewhere in the mid 60s on Saturday, maybe low 60s on Sunday. And we've got this next feature coming in. This is a positively tilted trough. Now, it is moving over land, so it does not really have much moisture associated with it. We see another little wave or disturbance that's kind of swinging down the California coast. We're going to watch that feature too. That could inject some moisture into this, so we could get enough dynamics in with this stronger system from the north. And by Monday, we might actually see a few showers across central and eastern Arizona. In fact, the GFS a bit more aggressive at precipitation chances. Right now, we have a cold and dry air mass settling in Sunday and Monday here in Arizona. And if that's right, Monday morning, we could see a freeze around here, with lows getting well down in the 30s for most of us and upper 20s in some of the colder valley locations. Very similar to what we've seen the last few mornings. But in this scenario that's kind of coming in here off this 12Z GFS, yeah, we might actually see slightly warmer temperatures. I mean, it'll still be cold, relatively speaking, but with some added clouds and wind, that might hold temperatures up a little bit. We could even see some rain and low elevation snow out of this. Remains to be seen, though. System coming in from the north like that, not a lot of moisture. I guess it just depends on how that other wave progresses. We'll see. This is a new scenario that the recent runs of the GFS are generating. So at this point, we're going to keep the forecast dry and fairly cool. Highs likely mid-50s to about 60 for Monday. And that'll mean Tuesday morning is quite cold around here. Lows in the 20s in the cold spots, maybe mid-30s for the urban core. So most of us should see a freeze, if that's right. This is a week from today, Tuesday, the 21st. Highly positively tilted trough, heights below average. So not much in terms of precipitation in that kind of a look, but rather chilly. Cross-polar flow is coming on down across a good portion of the U.S. So again, you can see, look at that. That's a 1034 millibar high. That's pretty close to Needles, California. And so again, that's pretty cold air that's just settling on in here over the southwest. And so again, highs would be well below average even next Tuesday. And then going out 10 days, this is Thursday, the 23rd. Big trough in the east, ridge along the west coast, deep northerly flows. So despite this, what looks like kind of a warmer look, understand we have cold air advection coming in, so that would mitigate some of those higher heights. So we would still be cool but dry in that scenario. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble out through the 28th of the month. Not much to speak of there. European ensemble, not too good here either. The ensemble means just over 1/10 of an inch. There are some members that, again, try to introduce precipitation, but at this point, rain chances are really, really low, and it is looking more and more likely that we're going to break that all-time dry streak here in Phoenix. The longest streak we've ever gone without rain in Phoenix, 160 days. And by the time we get to the end of this scenario here, by the time we get out toward the 28th of January, we're knocking on the door of that day. All right. Temperatures off the national blend of models. The trend after tomorrow is down. or after Thursday, I should say, is down. Highs probably getting back to around 60. Overnight lows, this has us getting down in the mid-30s. And again, this is at Sky Harbor. Just about everybody else is going to be below freezing if this is correct early next week. So the potential of another freeze does come in. And then we'll warm it up a bit thereafter. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make those monetary contributions. And of course, you can donate to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her blogs, videos, everything that's Michelle related and tangentially Adriana related, all linked up down in the description. You can always check out our streaming station as well, available 24/7, 365, called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that, so give that a listen. Please do. Or you can go to KMGX.com and listen directly over there. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it, despite the technical issues here. And we will see you back here tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday.